The senator's trial will run right through next Tuesday's primary election, which is also, coincidentally, the filing deadline should Menendez decide to run as an independent in November. But there's a lot more than just the U.S. Senate seat at stake when voters cast their ballots. Among the races being closely watched is the battle in the 8th Congressional District, where Rob Menendez is facing the ripple effects of his father's bribery case, fending off a tough primary challenge. And in South Jersey's 3rd District, where a number of legislative members are vying to take U.S. Senate candidate Andy Kim's seat. Senior political correspondent David Cruz has the roundup.
The 2024 primaries will be historic. I know they say that every year, but this year it will actually be true, because this is very likely the last time the party line will have an impact on the ballot. Julia Sass Rubin will be largely responsible. It was her research into the impact of the party line that was the source material used to dismantle it.
I think the most immediate impacts will be more people will run for office. And I think we will see a much more diverse slate of candidates.
Ironically, it's candidates of color who are at the center of the biggest Democratic primary race, that for U.S. Senate. It's Kim's lawsuit that tore the line down, but the lawsuit breathed new life into the campaign of co-plaintiff Sarah Schoengood. She's running in Kim's district, where voters are still wrapping their heads around the whole death of the line thing.
They'll tell me, oh, lucky for you, I vote Democrat down the line. So I actually still do have to have a conversation where I'm like, hey, this year there's actually no Democratic line. There's 5 people in my race, make sure to research all the candidates.
Confused voters are part of the equation in all elections. Some theorize that seeing all the candidates lumped together will be confusing to some. Don't tell that to Carol Murphy. In a 3rd district where her Assemblymate Herb Conway seemed to have all the organization support and a clear path to victory, Murphy says not so fast. The candidates matter more now.
Because there is so many similarities between myself and Assemblyman Conway, because we have been seatmates for the last 7 years, and we've known each other for 30 some years. I think now it's finding out what those differences are.
He is a genial guy. He is a guy who gets along. His relationships are what carry his legislative work forward. She is more of a fighter. She is more of a scrappy, work harder than the other side, out organized, maneuver.
Ideologically, there's not much difference between the 2 main candidates in the 8th Congressional District, but when it's all said and done next week, either incumbent Rob Menendez or Hoboken Mayor Ravi Bala will have survived a classic Hudson County slugfest.
As Senator Menendez goes on trial for taking gold bars, a Mercedes, and thousands in bribes, who's always there to cover for him? His son, Rob.
Ravi Bala is the definition of hypocrite, attacking everyone else. But it's Bala with the ethics issues. Disciplined by New Jersey and New York for being a sleazy lawyer.
Here's another case where the line might have mattered more for Menendez, who was blessed by and then cursed by his surname in a year of crazy changes. The lack of a line makes this a race to watch for a lot of reasons.
The county organization doesn't have that shortcut of the line anymore. And so the question is, are they going to be able to fight effectively without the line? That's what we're really watching.
For Republicans, the marquee race is for the U.S. Senate nomination between one candidate who is actively ignoring his opponent and the other candidate, an election denier, who is actively avoiding talking to the press.
We're running a race for all New Jerseyans, and this primary is about Republicans, and we're running a race with all the Republicans, each and every county in the state.
But if Donald Trump is as much of a factor as many expect in this primary, Christine Serrano Glasner, she's the press-averse election denier, may have the biggest weapon.
I'm giving her my complete and total endorsement.
And says GOP strategist Chris Russell, a weakened Joe Biden might also be cause for Republican optimism down ticket.
President Biden does provide an opening here. I mean, he is historically unpopular. I mean, his support amongst African Americans is historically soft. Hispanic voters are leaving him a bit. He is weakened.
After next week, things should quiet down some, in the same way that the tide goes out before storming back as an all-consuming tsunami, which is what November looks like from the beginning of summer in 2024. I'm David Cruz, NJ Spotlight News.